Leaders of the Civil War. Clara Barton. She provided supplies and support to soldiers on both sides and was known as the Angel of the Battlefield. She later founded the American Red Cross. Jefferson Davis. Before the war, he served as Secretary of War and a United States Senator. He was the President of the Confederate States of America and was imprisoned after the war for treason. Frederick Douglass. He escaped enslavement and became an author, orator, and civil rights advocate. He helped convince Lincoln that a goal of the war should be the abolition of slavery, and he also helped recruit African Americans to serve in the Union Army. Harriet Tubman. After escaping enslavement, she assisted many others in doing so. Her efforts supporting the Union Army included working as a nurse and a spy, and she also led a raid that freed over 700 enslaved people. Robert E. Lee. Although he was opposed to secession, his loyalty to Virginia meant he could not fight against his home state. He was the general of the Confederate Army, and his nickname was the King of Spades. William Lloyd Garrison. Believing the Constitution was a pro-slavery document, he co-founded the Anti-Slavery Society. He also started an anti-slavery newspaper called The Liberator, which was published until the end of the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln. As the 16th President of the United States, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which gave hope to enslaved people. He also delivered the Gettysburg Address at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery. He was assassinated at the end of the war. Ulysses S. Grant. He was the general of the Union Army and led the Union to its first victory at Fort Donelson. He later served 2 terms as President of the United States. Harriet Beecher Stowe. Abolitionist who brought attention to the horrors of slavery with her book, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Now, you are going to color in the different parts of the worksheet based on the person that they are. Clara Barton, you will color light green. Jefferson Davis, dark green. Frederick Douglass, blue. Harriet Tubman, orange. Robert E. Lee, yellow. William Lloyd Garrison, brown. Abraham Lincoln, light blue. Ulysses S. Grant, red. And Harriet Beecher Stowe, purple. The first corner, issued Emancipation Proclamation. Pause the video, color in the portion of the worksheet, and then press play when you're ready to move on. Thought the Constitution was pro-slavery. Was imprisoned after the war. 16th President of the United States. Later founded the American Red Cross. Freed hundreds of enslaved people. Confederate Army General. Well-known orator who fought for equality. Worked with the Union Army to rescue enslaved people. Served in the U.S. government before leaving the Union. Co-founded the Anti-Slavery Society. Helped convince Lincoln that a goal of the war should be the abolition of slavery. Loyal to Virginia. Provided supplies and support to soldiers. Later served 2 terms as U.S. President. Started an anti-slavery newspaper called The Liberator. Called the Angel of the Battlefield. Famous writer who brought attention to the horrors of slavery. Union spy. Was assassinated at the end of the war. Called the King of Spades. President of the Confederacy. Gettysburg Address. Wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin. Union Army General. Recruited African Americans to serve in the Union Army.